Welcome to another episode of Ingressus of Peace and Unity.
Hello.
Okay, this is our second time recording because last time we had to take care of a cat. Anyways, we're completely unscripted right now, other than script we're reading, and we'll be making commentary on season stuff. So we're just gonna forget about the audio right now and just read through and comments. Same deal as last time, where I'm reading the narration and you're reading the male characters. Okay.
Basically everyone in this episode.
Pretty much. Okay. Season 1, episode 1. I'm reading. I'm okay. A low bass rumbles as the scene slowly fades in. I would say bass, but I think it is supposed to be bass. Like the fish.
Yeah. It is bass.
We specify that in future scripts. Okay, I'm going to say this right out, though. You'll probably notice we've been uploading episodes every 2 Fridays. And the reason why is because we're trying to stretch out production for this stuff to take as long as possible because we're writing something else right now. So that's why for the long waits. So, yeah. Anyways, a low bass rumbles as the scene slowly fades in. The camera moves along the ground, revealing dead bodies and what appears to be the aftermath of a battle, then tilts up to show the battle still raging in the distance. It is dark and raining lightly. So, I remember we were first making... This didn't start off as a script. This started off as just...
Kind of a trailer, right?
No, it wasn't a trailer. It was,
kind of us messing around just...
Pretty much.
No, we messed around with the trailer.
Not the trailer, with the prologue. We threw some stuff around the prologue and then realized it made no sense. And then we made sense of it, and then this happens. Yeah, so... A figure stands on a rock, his outline clear. He holds up his sword as the music rises to a climax. Cuts to black.
They call him Side Singer. Now, we could have just left it as Death Singer, but this is kind of from Ardonia's perspective.
Which has caused us a lot of issues. Then again, I feel like there's still something wrong with this narration because at the end, there's like, peace was restored to the overworld, and they basically, they were defeated. Ardonia was the defeating party, and they're the ones who were writing the perspective of the Walls of Time. Even though they're not the ones who write it, it's the Galatians who wrote this Wall of Time. But apparently in Ardonia's perspective, it's confusing.
Maybe they sneakily put that in there.
It was like, shh, I'm gonna dress up as a Galatian and go in, and no one is gonna notice. Because this Wall of Time is in Ardonia. This Wall of Time. It's the time for Ardonia's time. Right?
No, like a Galatian, like an actual Galatian just, like, puts down from the overworld's perspective and says that peace was restored.
Oh, he was sneaking in that little bit. Okay. Yeah, so Thalius, here from Ardonia, is just reading off the walls. Yeah. Fades back in and shows scenes accompanying the narration.
Our world, Ardonia, is a vast land. Home to many dangerous people. Yeah, dangerous people.
We swapped around a lot of adjectives because why not?
Strange creatures and diverse monsters. Hidden among the shadows of treacherous forests, beneath the sands of treacherous deserts, and frozen within the treacherous mountains of the north.
Okay. That word, treacherous, we've snuck that into other places too. Because treacherous is just the only adjective you can use to describe any place you go. It's always treacherous.
Yeah, and also we wanted to make it sound treacherous. we wanted to make it sound like, you know.
Like, Ardonia has a lot of treacherous stuff.
Now this next scene, we kind of believe it's because of what a character did in another script we're working on. But he says, our secrets and mysteries, and secrets and mysteries and secrets, which have eluded our comprehension throughout the ages. Few of these mysteries, however, have attracted such fascination as the nether species, for which the land shares its name.
For some reason. We still don't know why. Apparently, Ardonia derives from the word nether. That makes no sense. It makes as much sense as Sen being named after the Voltaris clan, which we'll get to later. Oh yeah, I'm the narration. I forgot. Again. Focuses on the Voltaris specifically here, showing the ingresses in different overworlds. So basically, we're gonna completely forget about Ardonia and look at the Voltaris now.
Mm-hmm. This is when the Glacians decided to, switch it around a bit. The Voltaris possess the unique ability to wield great powers known as ingresses. The strongest of these powers were referred to as prime ingresses, and were deemed too powerful for the Voltaris to wield freely. Thus, they were given to the masters of the 4 Ardoni clans as a sign of ingresses.
Okay, to clear up confusion, you're probably why would they give it to Ardoni clans? Because, Voltaris and Ardoni, they're all enemies and all. So, basically, for some reason, each of the overworlds is called an Ardoni clan.
My theory is that, it's called Ardoni clans because they were originally part of Ardoni. Ardonia, not Ardoni.
Ardoni and Ardonia are 2 different things. Like, Thalius is a Netherin and an Ardoni because he's from Ardonia.
Well, technically everyone's from Ardonia, so...
No, not everyone, because if you're from one of the overworlds, you're not an Ardoni.
Yeah, but that's after they created the overworlds. Before that, everyone...
Oh yeah, because basically Ardonia took over everything. Don't worry, you'll know more about that later. Anyways, I just remember, the idea we had, because we back when, okay, so the Songs of War had a cancellation announcement, right? And they had all these files, with people's, audio and, Blender files. We have Blender and stuff. However, we tried downloading, the whole entire thing, and it wasn't working right. And the only thing we ended up getting from that was, one line from Eddie. 3 or 4 random scenes from the film, and other random things that are not important. So, and now that link is gone, so we can't exactly do what we wanted to here, but anyways, the ingresses, the songs, but they're ingresses now. We thought, imagine them that they were ingresses. The character. We can wield ingresses. The strongest of them were called prime ingresses. You just have an ingresses sitting on your shelf. You pick up your ingresses, wield your ingresses. It's great. As a sign of ingresses. By the way, peace in this world is a concept, but they never use the word peace. They always use the word ingressus, and we don't know why. Basically, ingressus was this guy from a long time ago who you will learn about more later. Shows the 4 different clan masters and their marking colors. Slowly fades out. Mood shifts to feeling a bit darker.
Wait. I feel like I read that line on accident earlier. Instead of they were given to the 4 masters of the Ardoni clans. Wait.
I don't know now. Just whatever. Just read your line.
Because of this, the clans were blinded to a great danger.
Hard cut into the overworld. By the way, this is the 6th overworld, not...
Okay, so what you're about to hear is really confusing. Now, we put this, thing out, which is an explanation. But because we want to keep all of this a mystery, we're gonna delete that in, a month.
And most likely, hardly anybody's gonna watch this, so nobody's gonna be able to see that. But we'll try to explain a little bit here.
Yeah, so this part is really confusing. I'm just gonna read it, I'm just gonna go through the whole thing. From within the fires of the overworld, an army set out to conquer the overworld. They vanquished the kingdoms and people of the overworld as they spread across the overworld.
If you've read the script as many times as we have, that sentence makes perfect sense. but without context, it makes no sense at all.
Yeah, well, what we're seeing here is two different overworlds, right? We're seeing the one that came from the fires and the one that's trying to conquer. Well, yeah, the one that's being conquered by the ones that came from the fire.
And we have numbers for each of these overworlds. So the sixth one is usually referred to as the unknown overworld, which is the one from the fire. And they're trying to conquer the overworld, which is the actual, like, overworld, you know?
Also known as the third overworld.
Yeah.
Anyway.
A few shots of the overworld attacking and destroying parts of the overworld.
Okay. Now this is going to get even more confusing. And we're going to try and explain it a bit more. They were not to remain unchallenged.
In a dark room, we see the glowing purple armor and swords of the overworld. Pay attention to that. The overworlds with an S at the end light up as they become visible.
The overworlds returned during these dark times, long having been guardians of the overworld. The two opposing overworlds clashed with a fury of inconceivable power.
So, the overworlds, the best way to really think of it is that the overworlds are people. They're basically the Ender Knights from Songs of War, but now they're called, each person, instead of being an Ender Knight, they're an overworld. So multiple of them are overworlds, and that's how you usually identify them as being from the second overworld. Yeah, and they've been guardians of the overworld, like the third one.
Yeah, there's a few context clues scattered around here and there that they're the ones protecting the third overworld.
Because get this, as confused as you may be about this, we were just as confused because we did this randomly and then tried to make sense of it, and it took like months. But we're here now. So you're welcome. So yeah, the third and the second overworld are... No, the third and... Not the third and second one, that would be weird. The second and the sixth one are fighting over the third one. Yeah. So we see overworlds and their dragons going up against the overworld and their withers. The fighting is very intense and one of the more fantasy-heavy scenes shown so far. The overworld king is shown again killing an overdragon as some overworld split. Wait, why is the overworld king killing an overdragon? Oh, probably the... Okay.
What?
The sixth overworld king.
Wait. We know who this is.
I know who that is. Wait, is he still alive? Wait, I'm confused. Never mind.
Yes, he was alive during this time. He has lived for a very long time. I mean, he is...
No, he wasn't that old. Wasn't there someone else? No, they didn't start doing that until a certain time period. Because, the Jagathan Islands and stuff. But anyways. Oh, you're Thalius.
Yet the overworld had prepared well for this invasion. And even the legendary Ingressus could not stop them. With no other hope of victory, the Ender Knights... Now, don't get these confused with the overworlds. These are Ender Knights, not overworlds.
The Ender Knights are Songs of War Felinas, not Ender Knights. I don't know why they're called Ender Knights. Their names are just randomly swapped.
And they called upon the Voltaris, the people who ruled Ingressus, to wield their Ingressus during this battle.
Also, to specify, the Voltaris aren't the Ardoni. They're just one specific type of Ingressus wielding creature. They're not called Ardoni because they're also not called, like... Yeah, they're not called Ardoni. They're just referred to... Like, each of them is actually a different species, but they're all Ingressus wielding creatures, you know? They're creatures that can wield Ingressus. Anyways. Yeah, leaders from the Ender Knights are shown meeting with the Voltaris.
Reluctantly, the Voltaris agreed, and held a tournament to determine which Voltaris would become their champion and wield all 4 Prime Ingressus.
Yep. Show some of the tournament.
And now, we just threw this stuff in here. We didn't care what it meant for the battle. We just threw it in there.
We just looked around the prologue audio for some random adjective.
And so you get this. You got one rose above the rest. It was strange, persistent, dangerous, cunning, persistent, dense, treacherous, diverse, and of course, powerful. The champion had been found.
No, this is also referenced later in some other thing. Yep. Because whenever they start describing, like, the traits they want to see in a hero, they'll mention some of these, like, strange, persistent, dangerous, dense, diverse, and powerful. So she was a specific, in quotes, Voltaris, because obviously Achillean isn't a Voltaris, excelling at various challenges, such as sword fighting and relating dresses. Achillean is not a Voltaris. That statement makes no sense at all in Songs of War or in Ingressus. They're like, in neither of them.
Well, I mean, it does make sense, but it's plainly obvious.
Well, why would, in Songs of War logic, why on earth would you think he's a Voltaris? Like, even if it was Ingressus we're talking about. Oh, wait, no, Voltaris. Whatever.
Anyway, he's, succeeding. When presented with the prime Ingressus, however, he revealed himself as Achillean Nestoris, leader of the long-forgotten and dreaded Kaltaris clan.
We chose the Kaltaris clan because the poor Kaltaris had, like, no characters throughout all of Songs of War, seasons 1 through 3. No Kaltaris except, like, Zulius.
The most memorable one, you know?
But was there actually any other Kaltaris mentioned outside of Zulius?
I don't think so. And, also, we didn't just put in Achillean, we put in Achillean Nestoris. So his full name ended up being Achillean Nestoris Kaltaris.
Basically, Nestoris is either his middle name or part of his first name. It's just a popular name for some reason. And the reason why that is because when I was pasting in his name there in place of Ingressus, I couldn't, for some reason, I didn't think to, like, chop off Achillean from Nestoris, so I just put the whole thing in there. And then made him master of the Kaltaris clan, of all clans. So,
well, it could have been worse. It could have been Nestoris. Achillean Nestoris.
But if he wasn't Nestoris, that would have caused issues because of reasons that you guys don't know yet. Achillean charges. He charges from a Voltaris. He changes from a Voltaris blue to a Kaltaris red.
Outraged, the masters refused to give Achillean the prime Ingressus, for it was due to his misuse of such power, and his misuse, that his misuse of such power, that he had been banished. Just him.
Oh my god.
Been banished long ago.
Yeah, they, like in Songs of War, Ingressus' entire clan, because Achillean and Ingressus are the same person, which is confusing, but anyways, his entire clan had been banished. But in this story, apparently...
Only he.
But the thing is that Achillean is like a kid here, right? Apparently, little baby Achillean. Baby Achillean did something with the Ingressus, the prime Ingressus. I don't know how he got hold of the prime Ingressus when he was a kid, but he misused them and then was banished. Like, it was just randomly banished for no reason. Just because, well, he misused the prime Ingressus. It was just him as a little kid, and he was banished. Because...
That poor kid, though, didn't even know what he was doing, and then just got banished.
It makes the story so much more worse for what they did to Achillean.
Yeah, and then they just turn away from him. Like, look at the next line.
The four masters turn away from Achillean, the Voltaris master turning last.
That night, while the Voltaris debated... Are you laughing?
Then why are the Voltaris... Oh my gosh.
Why?
The Achillean. I can't.
That night, while the Voltaris debated their next course of action, Achillean set out alone. Once again alone. He's always alone.
Poor Achillean.
To reclaim the prime Ingressus. One by one, he slayed the masters of the Overworld number 1, the Overworld number 2, and the Overworld number 3. But not number 4.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's a reason for that. Because
Through these dark deeds, he became known as the Death Singer.
Shots of Achillean fighting and killing the Masters and holding the Prime Ingressus as the villages around him are burning.
Okay. Hold on. The fourth and final master, Ingressus, the same name as the Ingressus, survived the massacre, and thus protecting the last and most powerful Prime Ingressus.
So basically, Achillean Nestorus and Ingressus Voltaris kept their names, except Achillean has Voltaris attached to the end, and they're like on opposite sides. So, yep. Shows Ingressus and a few other Voltaris around him.
The Voltaris mourned the tragedy. They vowed to hunt down the Death Singer. In Songs of War context, though. And prevent him from obtaining the final Prime Ingressus.
In Songs of War context, the Voltaris mourned the tragedy. They vowed to hunt down the Death Singer. The Voltaris are trying to kill the Death Singer one. Prevent him from obtaining the final. But okay, anyways, back to the Death Singer.
It was at this time that the Voltaris clan returned from exile. Wait, what? Apparently they were exiled right then and there.
No, they were exiled before, but for no reason.
Yeah.
They didn't even misuse the Prime Ingressus. They just wanted to exile everyone.
However, even with their support, he knew that he was outmatched. With all the overworld now his enemy, there was only one place to turn.
Oh, wait. Okay, so the whole overworld is his enemy. Is he talking about the fourth one or the third one? Because if he's talking about the third one, he didn't do anything to the third one, except the Voltaris and the third one seem to be in cahoots. Because Voltaris are their own overworld. Cuts to the Ardoni city. The Death Singer walking up to the Ardoni king. That's where the beginning and this ties in, finally.
Finally. Like, the whole part.
It's like, okay, why do we care about the Voltaris and the Kaltaris? Like, we were talking about Ardonia.
Yeah, it's like we randomly switched the subject just to go back to this subject and tie them together.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Death Singer met with Aegis Nestorus of Ardonia and formed the most powerful alliance ever known.
Yeah, that was a big alliance. Okay, to give you a picture, basically what Ardonia is, we have a map of it. I don't know if we can ever show you it. It's basically the songs of, it's like the whole entire map of the entire world is Ardonia from Songs of War, and another Ardonia flipped upside down. That upside down world plus an extra nether, because there's 2 nethers in this world, that whole thing is Ardonia. So the Kaltaris, though Ardonia isn't actually look like that, it's a little different because it's not the same as the overworld, but yeah, basically the Kaltaris and Ardonia teamed up, meaning, yeah. Prime song.
Shh, you say Prime song quieter. Prime song. Prime song.
He met with Aegis Nestorus, okay. Shot of the Death Singer in Ardonia with withers in the background.
And thus began peace and unity.
The war. It's called Peace and Unity because they were fighting for peace and unity.
Like, why would you name a war that either way?
Oh yeah, remember back during Peace and Unity? Man, that was some difficult times. You know, when the Kaltaris and the Voltaris were at war and war was happening. Peace and unity was happening.
But what about unity? Are they fighting for unity?
Not really. I don't think they want to unite with Ardonia. Not again. Not after what happened before. Shots of the war and the armies involved.
The Nether rallied under King Rendor and fought the Nether head-on. The Voltaris wielded their ingresses of old. The Magnerites reassembled their armies. The humans came from the north, and the Ender Knights from the east. Some even say Ingressus was there.
Only some say it, though. Not everyone. Apparently some people don't think Ingressus was actually there. He just opt out. He's like, nah. Wait, what if they're talking about, like, Ingressus?
What?
Ingressus and Storis. So yeah, the Nether and the Nether fought each other. So like I mentioned before, there's two different Nethers. One is belonging to the overworlds, and one belongs to Ardonia. So it shows two glowing white eyes in the mist.
But, despite everything, the Death Singer and the Ardoni armies could not be stopped.
Shots of the Death Singer and Ardoni armies winning.
The tides of this conflict turned after a young Voltaris joined the fight. Again, Ingressus is back. Skilled with the Ingressus. Ingressus was able to unite and lead the armies to victory, which earned him the name Tide Singer. With his leadership and the Nether forces, the Endernarmy was the Nether army was forced to retreat back into the Nether. The Nether army was forced to retreat back into the Nether.
Basically, what happened was Ardonia Nether. The overworld Nether teamed up with Ingressus, which was the Voltaris overworld, and they fought back the Nether, like Ardonia. That was an accomplishment, man, though. Like, they pretty much pushed all of Ardonia back into Ardonia with just the Nether and the Voltaris.
Wow.
That is an accomplishment. So Nether retreating.
This Nether retreating. Okay.
Yep, that's all it says.
I almost said with allies.
With allies.
With
With
allies.
their own little alleys in the shopping.
With allies. The remaining... Sorry.
Alleys. Wait, no, it's not alleys. Just going down your alley because
Okay.
I was thinking of aisles. Okay. Anyways.
With allies, the remaining Voltaris fell back to Mount Belgrin. Here, the Tide Singer fought the Death Singer alone, and both were defeated.
Mount Emerald and Mount Belgrin are apparently identical.
No, they're not identical. One's
They're-
filled with emeralds, one's more snowy.
But apparently that time machine also teleports people.
Yeah.
So, and apparently, I don't know why the Voltaris fell back to Mount Belgrin. They had allies. They won the war. Why did they fall back to Mount Belgrin? I don't know. Apparently that's the phrasing they use. Hey, we won! We're gonna go fall back to where we started. The Voltaris arrive after the fight is over and find 3 Prime Ingressus, as well as the Death Singer's Ingressus.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're Thalius.
The Prime Ingressus were recovered. They're in the thing. It actually said, I am 100% sure, like 99.999% sure, that it said covered, not recovered, covered.
So basically what we did, the first thing we did with this wasn't the script, it was the audio edit. We'll be doing a rehash of it that we will upload to you hopefully in the next video. Hopefully. Editing takes a while, okay? The phrasing here, we got the recover thing got kind of cut up with the Prime Ingressus phrasing. So it just said the Prime Ingressus were covered.
Okay. The Prime Ingressus were covered. Wait, did we already read that?
No, you gotta read the whole thing.
Oh. The Prime Ingressus were covered and distributed amongst the Voltaris once more, signaling an end to peace and unity.
Peace and unity is over, guys. Now it's time for the Great War. But the Great War happened already. Now it's time for peace and unity and peace and unity the second hand. The third isn't the thing that's a Jackson War. Anyways, the music rises and crescendos as the title of the series appears and then fades out. The scene transitions to present time at the walls of time, a large interior cave in the snowy mountains of Northwind, which is in the south.
Which is in Ardonia, which is in Pangea, which is in the world that they're living in.
On the walls are cryptic writings which tell the tales of the most significant epics of Ardonia's history.
Ardonia's
history, not the rest of the world's, just Ardonia. Oh, that's right, there's more. The camera moves down the corridor between the walls as Thalius' voice becomes louder and clearer.
Peace and unity. 11th wall of time.
That's basically what happens. Oh yeah, peace and unity, 11th wall of time. Mind you, peace and unity, 11th wall of time. They're counting backwards. They're counting backwards. The 11th wall of time is like, technically like, probably like the 90th wall of time or something, man. Like, I forgot, what number do they start with? 100? Anyways, Thalius finishes reading off the wall and turns towards Hawken, who appears to be dozing off while standing.
Hawken, I fail to see. Hawken.
Hawken wakes up abruptly and returns to his normal vigor.
Hawken. Wait. Hawken.
Hawken!
Oh, yes, exactly. So, do you see what this means, Thalius?
No.
Hawken, were you sleeping through? Look here.
Wait, let me read. Hawken zips over to the wall and points to the writing.
Look here. Where do the walls of time? Where do the walls of time? Where do the walls of time? No, okay. Look here. Where do the... Look here. Look here. Where do the walls of time say the Kaltaris resided? What are you doing?
Mouthing the words because I've memorized this.
Look here. Where do the walls of time say the Kaltaris resided while on Mount... Wait. Where? Look here. Where do the walls of time say the Kaltaris resided while in exile?
You're Thalius. You are Thalius.
It doesn't say.
Indubitably! Come on, read.
Okay, Elf, just don't shout it randomly again. I already got your point.
Read! You don't want me to shout.
Okay, indubitably. Okay, indubitably. I don't know how to say that. Indubitably. Most legends, including these bungled walls of time, fail to state that the Kaltaris resided at Mount Emerald.
Alright. Oh wait, I'm
what
not
are
Thalius.
you doing?
I'm sorry! I thought Thalius was a girl for 5 seconds, apparently.
Alright. So what does this mean?
Hawken composes himself, hands behind his back.
I've heard rumors of a presence on the peak of Mount Emerald. Being the naturally curious scholar that I am, I sent a few scouts to transform those rumors into facts. That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
This is back. They did not suspect the Kaltaris to be at Mount Emerald. And Hawken's a human! He's a human. Okay, humans in this world are basically Songzor Magarites, which you remember only have a lifespan of about like 30 years. So the fact that he survived from peace and unity to the time period now is wow.
It's like the oldest Magarites alive.
Pretty much. And apparently there's like, hey, I think there's somebody at Mount Emerald. And they're like, you sure about that? I mean, we totally didn't suspect the Kaltaris to be there, even though that's where they've always lived ever since the 5th overworld existed. But, you know.
There was no... Oh, wait. And what was their reports? There was no reports. None ever returned. Why do you think that is? I'm not entirely sure. The Kaltaris, the Kaltaris, the Thalius, the Kaltaris, Thalius. Wait. The Kaltaris, Thalius, the Kaltaris.
Thalius raises an eyebrow, intrigued for some reason.
You think the Kaltaris are at Mount Emerald?
Why would they be at Mount Emerald?
Indubitable. Since we've been hunting Kaltaris ever since Peace and Unity began, I brought you here to inform you of this lead.
Hawken is old. Why is, like, people comment are like, wow, Thalius is old, wow, Gallius is old. Hawken is magic. Thalius gazes back to the wall.
It has been years since I lost the trail. It's been years since I lost the trail of the Kaltaris. I should ride to Mount Emerald and see for myself. Hold up there, Thalius. Although I'm no chronicler, I feel it is my duty to accompany you and record what information we find. I would also like to discover the fates of those I sent to investigate. Okay, creep.
Hey, he sent them. He's worried to see if they're okay. That's not creepy.
Yeah, but he wants to see the fate of them. Like,
like to discover the fate. Okay, whatever.
There's a chance we'll encounter the Coltaris, and who knows what other perils.
Why are the Coltaris perilous? Like, they didn't do anything. They were just randomly exiled. Okay, I guess they were. Wait, but Thalius, you're an Ardoni. But you are a traitor. Okay. Anyways, Hawken raises his hand to stop him.
Fear not, Thalius, for I am prepared to fight.
Hawken draws his weapon, which is an uncooked fish, which would have been pretty powerful. He looks down at it and pulls out a bedrock stick, then tosses it over his shoulder and continues shuffling through his inventory.
Bedrock. Yeah, no. Wait. Wait, no. Wait. No, just wait. Okay. Wait. Wait. Somewhere around here I have a Wait. Somewhere around here I have a weapon. Unless I lost it. Ah, here it is.
Hawken holds his sword out.
Very well. Come on then. Most likely this is all just a misunderstanding.
They walk towards the exit of the Walls of Time, Thalius taking one step for every two of Hawken's. The music picks up, and there is a montage of them traveling across nearly half the overworld, all the way from
Intermission.
That random snapping at the end of the trailer, we just put that in for no reason. I don't know why we put that there. It made it snappy, though. It really did. Okay, anyways, they went all the way from Lower Northwind, even though it's in the south. They went... I don't know why it's called Northwind. We never changed that, so it's just Northwind. It's in the south. Up past the heart of the overworld, and finally getting off their horses at the base of Mount Emerald. They walk around a clearing at the top of the mountain. They see a mysterious obsidian arc in the center. Why would you build an arc out of obsidian? That's a bad idea.
Well, a portal, probably.
True, but why a portal out of obsidian? That's like the weakest thing ever.
I mean, that's the only thing you could use to make a portal.
True.
This is where I send the scouts. Right here, Thalius.
Thalius stoops down and
Hawken, begins looking around for the bodies.
He's scouring like a hawk. Hawken. Thalius stoops down and looks at the snow, then over to an entrance in the mountain. Thalius walks inside and sees signs that some people have been here recently. Wow, how surprising! After picking up a shield, he hurries outside, then tosses the shield down to a hawk. Why would you do it? He just picks up a shield, throws it in the snow.
Someone was here recently. Obviously. I found their supplies. How peculiar. Why would someone leave their belongings where others might find them?
And why would Hawken find that peculiar when you're a scholar who should know that the Coltaris have always lived at Mount Emerald? Thalius stops as he realizes the unfortunate truth that they are both in danger. Wow.
Because they are still here.
Wow. Thalius slowly turns around, and sure enough, there are Coltaris around the edge of the clearing. Hawken and Thalius stand together, and Hawken draws his foot. Thalius draws his weapon, a small wooden cursed sword. So the reason you might have heard us in the audio version randomly, kind of giggling during this scene was because it's so obvious that the Coltaris would be here. It's just so obvious. One Coltaris steps forward, Tiger!
Y-O-U. Okay,
don't do that this time. That'll take too long.
Yes, we have to.
Please, no!
Yes.
This is the one reason I hate you, Tiger, right now, okay?
U-Y-O-U. Must. M-U-S-T. B-B-E. Thalius. T-H-A-L-L-E-O-U-S. I've, I-V-E, heard, H-E-A-R-D, many, M-A-N-Y, things, T-H-I-N-G-S, about, A-B-O-U-T, you, Y-O-U.
By the way, the reason he does this is for no reason. Like, we just randomly did this for some reason. I don't know why.
Tiger should start doing that, like, really.
No.
Okay, let's just only do that in the script.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, because we don't want to take 5 hours to record.
5 hours later.
Thalius.
And I have heard nothing. And, no, just kidding.
No.
Nothing about you. Oh, I know. I've made quite sure of that.
Tigran strokes the blade of his sword menacingly as he says this.
So allow me.
Maybe he put a stupidity spell on everybody to make them realize that the Kalataris aren't at Mount Emerald.
He has to do the classic though. Wait. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tigran Kalataris. Tygrenkaltaris.
Suspense rises as it's now officially revealed they are indeed Kalataris. You didn't realize that before, people? Okay, so we actually, I don't know if you noticed this here with the crossed out lines, we didn't read this, but we actually edited this. I don't know if we actually did any edits here, actually.
Let's see. I don't think we would need to.
Yeah, I don't think there was any need to
edit it.
No.
As for you, Thalius, I know who you are, traitor, and I know what you've done to my clan. Your sword has slain many of my brothers, and once I kill you, I will take it and slay twice as many of yours.
Mind you, I remember we were doing audio edits for this because we did like an episode thing before. But Tigran's voice actor he says Thalios. If you listen really carefully, he says Thalios. I swear. There's a little bit of an os in there. Thalios and Darius. I know who you are, champion. That sounds so weird now. Traitor. Tigran and Thalius begin fighting. Thalius is trying to protect Haken. At one point, Thalius gets knocked down, and Tigran fires his ingressus at him. Haken grabs his shield off the ground and deflects it, pulls out a sword, and prepares to fight, even though he's terribly outnumbered and not a fighter. I'm gonna read it like this the whole time now. Thalius is crawling towards his sword, which parallels between Tigran approaching Haken. Thalius gets his sword and stands up and turns to see Haken on his knees. Tigran beside him. Haken falls to the ground dead. In Thalius' shock, he's grazed by a ball of energy from Tigran's ingressus. He's thrown far and lands roughly in the snow. What am I doing? The camera pans out, really making it seem like Thalius is about to die as well.
So many years have we prepared for this, and you are not about to interfere.
So many years have we prepared for this, and you are not about to interfere. But it's what we did to him. I don't know why we did that to that one line. It just felt so fitting.
We could show it randomly at some point. We could just put in that randomly as a video one day. We could just have the Tigran saying that, except it's all squealing.
That's in the audio.
Yeah, we could just place it down in one of these videos randomly.
It's already in one of them.
Oh yeah, it is. It's in that.
You forgot about that already? Okay. Anyways, right before Tigran kills him, Thalius quickly stands and stumbles into a run. Because Thalius isn't... I remember we had a whole debate over whether Thalius should be a Voltaris or not. And we decided to keep him as an Ardoni because he was reading off the walls of time, which wasn't really necessary, but we did it anyway. So, okay. So now instead of actually, like, teleporting, he has to run. He has to, like, jump and run really fast. Anyways, Thalius runs to the edge of a cliff and jumps to the far side, landing awkwardly and painfully as he grunts from the impact.
No.
Last time you just said grunts.
Oh, yeah.
Grunt. He remains there breathing heavily for a moment.
I am not.
He stands up slowly and looks back to the far side of the cliff. Many Kaltars lined the edge of the cliff, and red eyes and markings showing through the dense snow and mist. There are red eyes and markings showing through the dense snow and mist.
Yeah.
They stand there on opposite sides as the camera rolls back, slowly becoming lost entirely in the mist. To be continued.
Continue B2.
Continued B2.
Continue B2. Missed the entirely lost becoming.
No. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.